Brennan, and I'm BManX45, and today I'm coming at you with my last hobby news update for today. We've done Digimon and Legion, and now we're doing Star Wars X-Wing, which is the first hobby game that I got into after I quit Yu-Gi-Oh! Back in 2017. The game had got really stagnant and really unplayable. I couldn't, get into the new Master Rule 5. So I switched games. I got out of Yu-Gi-Oh! And I got into X-Wing. And I am a big Star Wars fan and a big Star Wars nerd. And I've been having so much fun with it, and eventually I got into Legion because of X-Wing, because I love the whole modeling. It was great. Not so much the painting. I like the painting. I'm just very picky and very perfectionist. So I haven't got a lot painted. I have a huge pile of shame, as the players say. It's all built and primed, but just not painted. But yeah, X-Wing started it all, and then I got into Digimon recently because I love me some card games, and Digimon's a childhood favorite. So that was cool, but it all started with X-Wing. It's a great game. I was through it in 1.0, and I went into 2.0. A lot of players didn't like that. We lost a lot of players in 2.0 just because of having to buy the conversion kits, which was sad. But they really did make the game better. 2.0 did make the game better, made it more about what it is about, and it's about chance. The game is, dice-based games. They're very chance-based games. You can't rely on your dice, especially, now with AMG taking over. We're going into this new kind of set of rules. I don't really know if it's 3.0, but it's basically like they're changing some of the basic rules around to create more of a chance-like game, like the fact that you don't have initiative for the game. You're going to have initiative every round. I think you're going to have to roll for it. And basically after your dials are set. So if you're planning on going last and you lose the die roll, you then have to go first, and it could completely change your plan, which is honestly the idea of a dogfight is things are constantly changing. So it is very thematic. It is very interesting, and I think it could be really great because, again, you can't rely on those dice rolls. You can't rely on flying last. You have to rely on how well you fly in the moment, which is really what X-Wing has always been about. If you fly to your best of your abilities, you're going to do a lot better than if you just concentrate on having the best list. And that's the thing, X-Wing doesn't have a best list, because if you fly poorly with the best list, you die very easily. So that being said, like I said, X-Wing is one of my favorites. I really enjoy it. And we're going to get into some news here. We've gotten our last expansions for the year with the Fury of the First Order and the Resistance Y-Wing pack. I was excited for the Fury of the First Order. Not so much the Y-Wing pack, but they were cool and had some really great cards in them. That being said, we have our 2022 info so far. So we have here, of course, everyone's favorite from The Mandalorian, having like a brain fart right now, what the name of the ship is, the Razor Crest. We have the Razor Crest here. So there we go. There's our new model, our Razor Quest. And we have some card information on it that they provided. If you want more information, go over to AMG's YouTube channel and you can watch their extravaganza, stuff like that. Maybe we'll link it in the description below. Really great stuff talking about what's coming out. Of course, you got Mandalorian Din Djarin, Pilot Skill 5. That's pretty cool. It's got a focus, evade, target lock, and a barrel roll, which is really cool. Red barrel roll, which means you can use expert handling to make that a white. Of course, it's more expensive because this is going to be a medium-based ship. When you defend or perform an attack, if you were in your front arc and at range 1 to 2 of 2 or more enemy ships, you may change one of your blank results to an eyeball. So that's cool. If you have focus, you can then use that. Or if you have force, because, Baby Yoda, you can make the most out of that. He's got a 3 attack, 2 defense, which is great for a medium-based ship. Can't ask for better, really, with a medium-based ship. If he has 1 defense, it's like, but two's really great. It's like, it's like Boba Fett, other than, not having the reverse arc. 7 hull, pretty beefy. Two shields. It would be nice for more shields, but it is an older ship, so you kind of get that. And then you have some other card information. Baby Yoda the child can be used in here my things blocking it, Imperial, Rebel, or Scum. So you can use them in all setup. After placing forces, choose an opponent. They must assign the Merciless Pursuit condition to 2 of their ships. So I mean, everyone's after the child, right? You lose your force charge lose the recurring icon after you defend. It if you suffer damage during that attack, recover 1 force charge. It doesn't even have the recurring icon on the force charge, so that's kind of weird that it would say that. It would just say, hey, after your attack, you get 1 force back, because to me that wouldn't be recurring, but that's just me. Then you have the dial, so you have a hard stop. Most ships can do it. We saw it in the thing. He hard stopped and the guy went forward and he blew him out of the sky in season 1. You have your basic 1 banks and straits with blue with hard turns. Makes sense for medium base ship. You have 2 town rolls. Again, nothing special. Makes sense for a hard ship. You have your 2 lineup. This ship doesn't do much blue. It has all the 2 maneuvers and all the 3 maneuvers, with your straits always being blue. Nothing else. Your 1 and your 3 turns are too hard for that ship, and of course you got a 5 sloop, which again, for a medium base ship, it's a good dial. It's a standard medium base ship dial. It's what it is. And then after that, so that's it for that ship. I think a lot of people are excited for it. I'm excited for it. I love the Mandalorian, and I love me some medium base ships. So even though they're not as good as other ships. And it's been a while since we got a Scum expansion, so that's really interesting. The other thing we know about is the Comeric class ship. I don't know if that's what they called it. I couldn't find any details about they didn't really talk, they talked about it a little bit. They kind of showed a little bit of pictures. Again, if you want, go check out their extravaganza. It's a little bit long and you got to get through the stuff to find what you're looking for. But essentially, it's like a giant Fang fighter. Well, not a giant Fang fighter, like a mid-sized Fang fighter. It's supposed to be a large base ship, but in other pictures I see here, like it's parked beside a fire spray and a Lambda, which a Lambda is a large base ship. I guess if you look at it, it looks a lot bigger than the fire spray, but a fire spray is a medium class. So kind of like looking at it, you're like, is it large base or would it be medium class? So I guess it is a large base ship. It borders on a large base ship. And it's going to be for every faction. You're going to be able to play it every faction. So, because the Mandalorians are, they go always in the Star Wars universe, right? They'll fight for anyone as long as they're fighting. So that's kind of cool, interesting. Again, I don't know, because large base ships have been so bad in X-Wing since 2.0. They really need to do a lot more to make large base ships better in 2.0. Because they've just become so irrelevant with the point costs. You have to run four to 6 ships to have a good list, and if you run 1 big ship, most of the time you can't run you can't run 2-3 more good pilots with a big ship. You're mostly running generics and stuff like that. So it kind of compromises your list building a lot. So they really need to do a lot of work with large base ships. I think large base ships need to come down in points a lot. This ship could be very, very busted, because it's the first large base ship we've had since we got Darth Maul's Scimitar. So, that's something to be said. And hopefully we'll see a lot more X-Wing new stuff start to pop up. I'm hoping that they will start reprinting some of the older expansions that we haven't gotten in 2.0. Like we never got a attack shuttle for the Ghost that has the foldable wings, so you can plop it in there like they did with the Sheathipede. So that would be really cool as well. I don't know if they're going to do that, or just give you like a model with the wings folded that you can put in, and then when you take it out, you just grab your other model and put it on. Whichever one's fine. I mean, if they give you 2 models, it'd be cool if they could do something to like fold the wings, so you could like put it on there and stuff like that. But we'll see what happens. And yeah, there's definitely a lot of expansions that we could see coming forward from the Star Wars universe, as well as getting some of those 1.0 reprints to round out the thing. Like we need an Upsilon, and we need an Upsilon reprint for First Order. We need a bomber and a Millennium Falcon reprint for Resistance badly. They're really good ships for those factions, and they haven't seen reprints. We need to see a whole bunch more stuff. I mean, this last year has been very disappointing to me, in my opinion. The triple packs that we got, the only good one, other than the Fury, the First Order, I feel was the Scum one, because we were actually getting reprinted ships. We're getting a reprinted Moldy Crow, and we were getting a Hawk 290. Moldy Crow is the title, but Hawk 290, and we got reprinted. We got the reprinted Y-Wings, which we hadn't got for 2.0, but we got new pilots, so we didn't even get the old pilots. So that was kind of a whole thing there. I felt that was kind of cheap and stuff like that. I mean, the fact is you got the Imperial pack, and they had just reprinted both the Defender and both the Interceptor, like one set expansion before, like one wave before the wave, like in between it, they had reprinted it. Same with the B wings, same with the A wings. It was all recent, all stuff they had done before, and they were doing it again, and it just felt, like you're pushing the same ships. Everyone already has these ships. They have them from 1.0. They have them from 2.0. And yes, it's cool. They got new paint jobs, new pilot cards. But where's the other stuff we've been waiting for? Like, yeah, this stuff is okay, but maybe do one of them, not three, and then do some other expansions. So I really feel like they dragged the game through the mud. And I feel like AMG hasn't done a really great job with X-Wing. Now, something I've been told is a lot of this stuff was planned by FFG. And I'm sorry, guys, but if you're given a turd and you polish that turd and present it, it's still a turd. I'm sorry. You have the control now. You have the, okay, hey, let's not, let's do some other stuff. And let's do, like I said, do one of these, put them out each wave. And then, slowly we're getting these things out there. The First Order and the Resistance were more important than the adding new ships than the other ones, but they came out last. That doesn't make sense to me. And the Resistance triple pack was just 2 more X-Wings and another A-Wing. And that was, again, it was cool getting those new paint schemes, getting those new pilots, but it wasn't necessary, and it didn't push the game further in a good enough direction. The fact that we don't have a points list is like they finally put up a points list after probably 8 months on AMG's site, which is still, problematic. They waited too long. We're not getting new points lists on regular things. We're not seeing regular, updates. FFG had a site, so you knew what was coming out, when it was coming out. You knew information on it. They had articles posted. AMG still doesn't have a site. They're still sharing their site with their Marvel Crisis Protocol stuff, which to me is problematic because you're getting flooded by so many images. If you go to their Facebook or their Twitter, you're having to pick out those Star Wars images out of all the Marvel Crisis Protocol stuff, and you're like, I don't want to have to waste 2 hours trying to find information on Star Wars stuff because I have to feed through their entire feed. Why can't they have a site like FFG? Why can't they have I think they've discontinued the Star Wars app because they've never maintained it well, which is sad. That there's a third-party guy that has a better launch bay, is a better app than the X-Wing app. So I mean, I'm very disappointed in the way they've taken the game, and I really hope that they rise to the occasion and do a lot better. I really hope that that they create a site just for X-Wing so we can go as players and view X-Wing stuff and get excited for the game again. I feel like, yeah, they're painting stuff and showing us all these, repaints, stuff like that. It's cool. But I want to buy your product, and I can't find information about it. I can't find out when it comes out. I can't find out what the price is going to be. I can't, and my store can't find out this information either. So it really makes it hard as a player to want to buy into X-Wing. So I think AMG needs to do a lot of work if they're going to prove to us that they're any better than FFG. I still love the game, and I'm hoping that it just gets better, and I'm hoping that these new ships are going to be great. Again, there's barely any information out there. They've announced this, but there's no site where you can go and see the Commerce class ship that we're looking at. And there's no site that you can go see more information on the Razor Crest. So to me, it's really hard to get super excited about this. But you know what? I'm hopeful. I'm gonna stay hopeful. The game is really great, and I hope you guys enjoy the game. And if you want to talk, leave comments down below. Tell me what you like. Hey, are you okay with it, how AMG's handled things, or do you think it's as I think? Do you think they've been really lax in their duties on taking over X-wing? Like I said, in the last video I felt like they've done well with Legion, but that's because they do crisis protocol. They do modeling games, and X-wing is more of a tabletop standard. So I don't know. We'll see. Only the future will tell. But thank you guys for checking out this video. Remember to leave comments down below. Tell us what you like. Tell us what you want to see. That's all the time we have for this video right now. If you guys enjoyed today's content, please subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button. Hit the bell for notifications. Everything helps. That way you don't miss 1 minute of the fun. That's all for now, folks.